There's top two, what it do?
Top two, what it do, baby? I think this shit louder than mine, yo. But it's all good, though. Fucking iPhone microphone better than the microphone, yo. That ain't cool.
Say it again.
I said the iPhone microphone is better than the microphone.
That's nasty work.
Yeah.
But as much money as niggas pay for these iPhones, them bitches better be motherfucking good.
Yeah. Camera definitely smack. The camera definitely smack. But yeah, where we at though, y'all?
My
A lot of
motherfucking eye look like it's lazy. I got fucking style. So
that shit look
I don't,
regular.
it
That shit
is
look
what it is.
that shit look regular.
We
But I also
you
don't be
say that
looking
shit
at
look
it.
regular like I'm high.
I mean, it look regular because I don't be looking deep into niggas' eyes and shit. So it's like that shit just look
I
regular.
mean that's true.
Um, where we at though, yo? There's a lot of shit. I mean, a little bit of shit going on this week.
Yeah, it was a pretty busy week. You know, a lot of football went down. The big three, fucking Green Lantern, fucking um, Angel Reese been dominating. Like I kind of want to touch on that first pause.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, so you want to touch on Angel Reese?
Yeah, just because
Actually, do you have the pause on? I want to touch on Angel Reese.
you know the
Like,
game, nigga. You just gotta pause it off.
I'm just saying though, theoretically, if you really wouldn't mind touching on Angel Reese, do you
I
have
mean,
the?
I wouldn't mind touching on Angel Reese, but
So that's what I'm saying. So theoretically, you shouldn't have to pause. Touch on Angel Reese theoretically. Touch on it. Well, nah,
okay.
but but you do gotta, I guess, pause to touch on it because then we don't know where that's going and shit. So all right.
What it is, niggas don't know what it is.
Right. It could have been Angel, or you don't know where nigga mind went. So just pause it. That's not a
But
bad. That's not a pass caution. That's not a bad caution pause. You know what
so I spend a lot of time in the comments of Angel Reese posts.
I mean? Yeah, I
Why
used
I
to.
spend a lot of time in them, I don't know. I just it's like feeding the madness in my mind for real. Pause.
Yeah,
But
I already know what's gonna happen in them joints now at this point.
so she had that game. I mean, in the last what 3-4 games, she motherfucking had a double double in every game. She fucking averaging like 24, 25 points, 13, 14 rebounds a game. Like she doing her thing.
Right.
So the first time since I've been paying attention to that Angel Reese shit, um, the first time since I've been paying attention to it, uh, I saw a post about her with no laughing emojis.
Mm-hmm.
She the Powder Rangers, whatever the fuck they want to call them.
Well, I
Um,
call them the CCK.
okay, the CCK.
Yeah,
The
the Caitlin Clark
CCK
client.
couldn't really say nothing
The Caitlin
about
Clark
the
client.
fact that she was motherfucking perfect from the field. So they couldn't be like, oh, well, she had these rebounds or whatever the case is for real because she was perfect from the field. So they knew that she didn't get no offensive rebounds off herself for real. So they couldn't say that. It was the first time that I had ever saw a post about Angel Reese, no matter how good she played, that didn't have any laughing emojis on it.
Right.
And then she followed that up with a what was
Right.
that,
Correct.
34-14, I mean a 31-14 game.
Yeah, that was like a very high scoring game.
I mean the highest scoring game of her career. So um I just find it funny that the CCK, as you just said,
Yeah, the
they
Caitlin Clark
don't
client. Caitlin
the
Clark
Caitlin
client.
Clark clan. I understood what the abbreviation was for. I got
Nah,
it.
but I know you got it, but I just let so anybody else listening know what it meant.
But the CCK, they couldn't they haven't had a chance to shit on Angel in a few days, and it's
Right.
driving them crazy. Driving them fucking crazy. I just seen shares of like the post with Angel Reese or whatever for real, and they like, well, she can't keep this up for more than 2 games. At first, it was only she can't keep this up for 1 game, even though a broke clock is right twice a day or whatever for real. You know, they be using all them little dumbass analogies.
Yeah.
But I really think Angel Reese unlocked herself,
Okay.
or the Atlanta Dream unlocked Angel Reese.
That and comfortability of a third year, get past that sophomore jinx bullshit, and then what I mean. You on your third year now. Comfortability in the league, got your league legs. You know what I mean. A little bit further away from her major injury. You know what I mean. There's a lot of things involved in that.
She is going to be a 21 to 25 point a game scorer and a double-digit rebounder for the rest of her career.
Yeah, I can see that. I see it being 20.
Like, I could
Definitely
see her averaging
20 and
25 and
12.
14. I mean, 21 and 14. I could see her averaging like 23 and 10 or some shit like that. But she gonna be a double-double, a walking double-double going forward.
Okay. Well, she's already that, but
I mean, yeah, but she more comfortable with her shot now.
A walking
She
20-point double. That's what you're
Yeah,
saying.
walking 20-point double-double, not no, you know, 10, 11 points and then 10, 12 rebounds. Nah, she gonna be 20, 25 and fucking 10 to 15 rebounds a night.
I agree with that.
Do you think that she taking over for Angel? I say Angel Reese. Do you think that she is going to step into Aja Wilson's shoes?
Um, no, I can't automatically say that because I think there's a couple girls in the league, young girls in the league right now that's just as good as her for real.
Yes, but
That's
I'm more so talking about skill set. So
but
I
that's what
think
I'm,
Angel
that's
Reese
what I'm
could
talking
flirt
about
with
too.
like
That's what I'm talking
who?
about too. Shakira Austin.
So
Short,
you
short,
think
short, tough. She tough, y'all. She
she
all right.
is?
She's better offensively than Angel, and she flirts with a double every night. Like she 9, 10
But is
rebounds
she a
every night.
better defender than Angel?
Uh, I wasn't even really thinking of the defensive end, and that's important when you're talking about
Because
Angel.
that's what I
No, no,
was more
no.
so saying.
No, no,
Like
no. I'm saying that's important
because
when you think about it. I didn't think about that. So yeah, when you think about the totality of it, um, yeah, I can say Angel has the possibility of stepping into that role as a dominant offensive defensive player in the league.
yeah, I'm about to say because she like to me, Asia is a really good offensive player, but where she really make her mark at is on defense. And for everything that they're saying about Angel Reese, she one of the best defensive players in the WNBA.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think she could flirt with not even just like a double double or a 20-point double double. She could flirt with winning MVP and winning Defensive Player of the Year.
We'll see. But I mean, my philosophy is because my philosophy is Wemby should have won MVP last year. Because my philosophy is if you win Defensive Player of the Year and you averaging 25 points a game, how are you not the MVP of the league, yo?
I agree. I just feel like they ain't give Wemby MVP
Because
because
they
he
ain't
was
want
too
them to.
young.
See now, looking back at that shit, that's not fair. That's not fair to him. Cause let's say he hit a wall or he get injured or something in the next 2 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he should have probably got
Y'all,
that. I mean,
y'all
I
rob
would have
y'all
voted for
rob him of an
Wemby for
MVP.
MVP over Shea.
I would have too because he's the fucking defensive player of the year and he's averaging 25 points a game. How can he not be the most valuable player in the league at that point? Like
No, I agree with that.
you're automatically diminishing the importance of the award that you gave him and shit. You know what I mean?
I agree.
I think any like damn near any high scoring defensive player of the year, like that nigga's an MVP, yo. Like it, you can say when Dwight Howard was winning. All right. If you're gonna put it like this, if you're gonna consider Shea a top tier defender, did Shea make an offensive all defensive team this year?
No.
Well, he shouldn't have made it then. He shouldn't have got the MVP. Now, if he made it off one of the off all defensive teams, I can rock with it at that point. You know what I mean? Like when LeBron was dominating in his prime, he was flirting with leading the league in scoring. He was averaging 8 rebounds. He's averaging 6, 7 assists, and he was constantly on all defensive team. So I can't then say that Dwight Howard deserves the MVP every year because he's winning Defensive Player of the Year. Because
Right.
guys that are winning are also top tier defenders. You know what I mean? Now, OKC had got a hell of a defensive rating as a team. And I think Shea got real good defensive ratings. You know what I mean? So that could play into it also. But him not making all defensive team, yeah. When you got Wemby, like looking back at it, I know even myself said this shit, but I didn't want Wemby to win it. But looking back at it, I think if he deserved to win it, he should have won it. Don't hold Joe back. You know what I mean?
No, I agree with that. But we know why he didn't win it for real. Like for some reason in the NBA, it's like a test first. So you gotta like pass the test,
Yeah.
and then that next year when you go off,
You got
like
damn
if
near,
he
you got damn
like
near winning
I
shit.
I'll wager right now $200 that Wemby win the MVP next year as long as he healthy.
Yeah. I mean, put that shit down on DraftKings, man.
As long as he
DraftKings.
healthy, I would wager. But see, that's why I won't bet it on like FanDuel or nothing like that because I can't guarantee that he gonna be healthy. I
Yeah.
mean, but if he healthy, he gonna win the MVP easy.
See that?
Only a couple people can really challenge him for MVP. Try and think.
I think if the Knicks have the best record in basketball, Brunson um, could win that shit over Wemby.
The
If-
problem is the Knicks not gonna have the best record in basketball.
Wow.
Like they didn't have the best record last year, and then this year they don't have nothing to prove in the regular season because they just chipped. The
I
Knicks
don't
gonna
know.
end up
They
with
might
the
might feel
second
like
and
they
third
unlocked
best
something.
record.
They might feel like they unlocked something going to Bulls Golden State run or something, y'all.
Maybe we'll see, but I picture the Knicks going like 55 and whatever, 56 and whatever. Like they second third seed in the Eastern Conference, the same way it was last year. Like they just they not like they weren't impressed for the regular season last year, and I can't really see them with the way it worked last season being super pressed for the regular season this year,
Right.
unless Brunson come out and tell them niggas he want the MVP.
Right.
That's the only way I can see the shit. If Brunson tell them niggas, because they gonna do whatever Brunson do, they fuck with you the long way for real. Pause. Um, so if Brunson like, yo, I need this MVP so niggas know I'm really that. They gonna try to get him the MVP. So that's the only way I can see it for real. But Brunson being the type of leader that he is, I can't really see him going out and gunning for the MVP.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
I don't know. But just based off of what I'm saying right now and how shit going, Wemby gonna win the MVP next season.
Yeah, I mean, I can see him winning because I thought he was supposed to win it probably this year.
Let me see what the odds is on Wemby for. All right.
Damn. One of my um, one of my joys on YouTube is watching.
What you say?
One of my joys on YouTube is watching Gen Z watch full Jordan highlights and shit. You know what I mean? Like, sure enough, sit there and watch yo for the first time. That should be funny as shit.
Hmm. So the Knicks. See, that's the all NBA team in conference win division, regular season MVP. I was ready to start talking shit about Bet 365, but they had the bet on there that I wanted.
And I watched Westbrook career highlights versus Jordan career highlights, yo. He is nothing on, yo. There's nothing. Westbrook highlights
What
ain't
you
got
say?
nothing. I watched Westbrook highlights because Westbrook is actually one of the one of the players that I usually actually compared to 80s Jordan. You know what I mean? Before he started actually winning and shit. Like, he's one of the players I used to compare to him. And it's as athletic as Westbrook was, yo. Like, it still wasn't. It was still another gear on Jordan, yo. For real, yo. That nigga was just another tier up on athlete, yo. It was just that much higher over the rim, yo. It was just that. I say in the end speed, I say Westbrook is comparable, but lateral movement and jumping, Westbrook ain't. You know what I mean? Westbrook might have been something in his era, but Jordan, yo, like he another level, yo.
Yeah, I can see that. Motherfucking Wembanyama only plus 200 to win the MVP.
You said he's only plus 200.
Yeah, Brunson
Okay, that's a
is
good bet.
plus
Then if
3,500 though.
you want to put 200 on Wemby and circle back around,
I'm
just
only gonna win 600.
what you put 200 on Wemby to win.
I would only win 600. But if I put that 200 on Brunson, that shit is $7,200.
Yeah, I do more like put that 200 on Wemby and then put like 50 on Brunson.
You know, well, maybe I put 150 on Wemby, and then that'll be close to a guarantee. And then I put the 50 on Brunson
Yeah,
because Brunson is plus 3,500 to win MVP. So I don't know. I mean, it could go either way. It could definitely go either way for real.
because to me the only real candidates Shade, Luca, Brunson, Shade,
Jokic and Wemby,
and Greek Freak.
maybe Edwards.
Yeah, yeah,
I would say maybe Edwards.
yeah. I think he's a
Um,
real candidate this year. They
I
gonna have to
think
have.
Kate Cunningham was on there too.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I forgot about Cade.
Yeah, I think Kate was on there too for real. But I don't know. Like if I'm a pick, it's gonna
Does
be either
Lamelo
Wemby.
does Lamelo kind of hurt Anthony Edwards? Kind of been in that candidate round though. Him having Lamelo over
No,
there.
I feel like if Melo I mean if Melo do what he's supposed to do, uh ain't gonna average
I think
30.
I think
He
if
gonna average 30 and
I think they closer to I think they closer to Brunson and I mean not Brunson. They closer to Tatum and Brown than people really looking at. Even though Lamelo is a way better playmaker than anybody on that team. he's still a guy that's out there trying to get 20 something.
Yeah, but last season was technically considered his best season as a pro, right?
Mm-hmm.
He averaged under 20 points.
Well, I thought he averaged about up like 20 something and shit.
So he averaged like 18, 19.
Mm-hmm.
But his assist was up and his turnovers was down. So
I thought he had
I,
better.
I see
I
like
actually thought he
kind of
had
like the
better assist
same,
years.
huh?
I actually thought he had better assist years than last year,
He did have better assist years than last year,
but he had more time.
but his assist to turnover ratio was
He was more efficient.
better last year than any other year.
Yeah,
So the previous years he might have had higher assists, but he was turning the ball over at a higher clip.
right.
But I see him along those lines in Minnesota. Like I see him going for, maybe he get to 20, but he going to average 10, 11 assists a game.
Yeah, so I can't see him averaging 18 and 11 and Anthony Edwards winning MVP.
If Ant average 36-6, Minnesota top 3 seed Ant in the MVP race.
Yeah, I can see anybody averaging 30 and having a good record being in the race. I can see that.
36-6 is what I assume Ant gonna average this year. Because I mean, without LaMelo, shit, he averaged 27 or 28.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you got a guy that's going
I don't see him
test
averaging.
you
I
up,
don't think he averaging 6 though. With the ball in his hands less, because he was
all
essentially
right. So let's say he averaged 3 or 4.
because he was essentially they point guard for real last year. Also,
All right. So let's say 36. I mean 36-4. You don't think they MVP numbers?
they definitely anytime you average over 30 on a good team is MVP number.
So I don't know. That's what I see for Ant.
Like if Luka
I
would have
see
played,
Brunson.
if Luka would have played
The
more games
problem with
last year,
Brunson is
he
we
would have
got
been
too
MVP.
many niggas. Pause. So Brunson, even though he get the value, he gonna end up averaging about 26, 27. So that's why he not gonna win MVP. Because Brunson also will have to average 30 plus to win MVP.
Yeah,
But a nigga like Wimby, like you said, if he averaged 25, 12, and he the best defensive player in the league, he gonna win MVP this year.
when we gonna have to play 3 to 4 more minutes a game, get that shit over 30 minutes a game this year, and that should give him at least another 3 points, another rebound, and maybe flirt with another block if he can play 3 to 5 more minutes a game and shit. You know what I mean?
Right? So you think that will put him at what? Like 27,
Like 27,
28?
27, 28, 13 rebounds, and 5 blocks a game.
That's MVP numbers. There ain't no way nobody else is ready come close to that.
But the nigga was
So
20. But the nigga was 25, 12, and 4 last year though.
but
With
you know
without
the thing is like we talked about, he knew. So
right,
they don't never want to get a new niggas the MVP right away with basketball. Like in football, if you come out of nowhere and you balling out, they gonna give you the MVP. Look at Lamar Jackson. I mean Patrick Mahomes or whatever the case is for real. Like their first year balling out, they won MVP. In
yeah,
the NBA, they legitimate like, which is crazy to me, but they do it.
yeah. You gotta come back and win that shit the next year, nigga.
Like you go off the first year, they like, all right, this nigga nice. He could be an all-star. He could be, all
I,
NBA. He could be all
I,
that shit, but he can't be MVP.
I think they really sit back and be like, yo, when we give this motherfucker out, we gotta be sure because every MVP has been in the Hall of Fame. We gotta make sure this motherfucker is really trending to be a Hall of Famer.
Like
Cause Derrick Rose MVP.
he had the best season. Get that nigga the MVP.
Derrick,
Like
well, I'm saying Derrick Rose's MVP was, I guess,
Derrick Rose getting that MVP is fugazi. I don't
and
care what nobody say. I'ma die on that hill.
and if you really think about it, he the one. He's one of the few players that kind of low key people are questioning about making a Hall that was an MVP. Like it's some people that question whether he should be a Hall of Famer or not. And giving him that MVP that fast, that early, you know what I mean? He might have gotten it too early. He might have gotten it too early. Because if you give Rookie of the Year and you win an MVP, you supposed to go to the Hall of Fame, yo. That's something, y'all. Supposed to go to the goddamn hall, y'all. Yo, if you saying something, I can't hear you. Saying Davis looks terrified. Yo, if you saying something, I can't hear you, y'all. Yo, that's crazy. Y'all didn't know they was doing that shit, yo, at Penn State, yo. Hey, wow, and they have the pledges were forced to pack cocaine. And you know what pack mean, yo? Oh my goodness, yo, that is wild, yo. Yo, looked like he was on coke too. Yo, they was on some bullshit up there. Let's see something.
Two Penn State University fraternities are accused of being the center of a sizable coke. Cocaine distribution network in State College. That's
what we learned during
the other suspects.
How dangerous are compound bows? Well, to find out, I got some of the
I don't know what's up with the sound. Let me see if it's coming through at all on the other one. see if we'll pop back in. The sound was fucked up. It was trying to talk. And video. Yo.
How dangerous are compound bows? Well, to find out, I got some of the most unique.
Two Penn State University fraternities are accused of being the center.
The slightest idea what's going on. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not right now. I can find out. Oh, that's working. Fucking background noise, I know that. Let's see if I can kill that. See if I can- push it back. That help any? No. Hella background noise. Yo.
Yo,
Yeah.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, my fault. My motherfucking son just called and annoyed me.
Oh wow, that's what it is. Got hella background noise, y'all. I didn't know there was that much noise in the fucking background, bro. It's not really. I think it's just the way the shit set up audio.
Shit crazy. Cause back in the G, Kool-Aid was my something to drink. Right? Nigga just called me like, we only got Kool-Aid. We don't have nothing to drink.
That's
I almost cussed him the fuck out.
That's funny. You got something to drink and you got the base to Kool-Aid, which is something to drink, little nigga.
Like you good twice, but yeah, no, these kids these days is fucking spoiled.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, my mother ain't even had Kool-Aid. I had to go with my aunt house to get Kool-Aid,
Like I remember one time though, I was like a fake bougie ghetto kid growing up. My mother bought some Flavor Aid one time, and I had a whole meltdown.
Yo, I had a meltdown over the age. Shit.
Like, yo, this don't taste like Kool-Aid.
Yeah, my mother
What
got,
is this?
my mother got she went through stages of like buying Kool-Aid, and like they had other drink mixes back in the day, the Flavor Aid. They had one called Weilers that tried to catch on one time, called Weilers. She tried them out, but she just stopped buying. I think it was all the damn sugar you had to put in the recipes, saying like, you know what I mean? Like you actually see the sugar you put in that bitch.
Yeah, no, I couldn't fuck with the Flavor Aid. Like you had to put like 2 times the amount of sugar in Flavor Aid as you did Kool-Aid just to make that shit taste halfway decent.
Yeah.
I wasn't with that shit.
Definitely Flavor Aid.
You put the regular amount of sugar in that bitch, and you know, niggas grew up on a budget. So I wasn't trying to use all the sugar and shit. But, come to find out, I ended up having a motherfucking, take double the amount of sugar to make the shit. So shit was stupid.
I really want to buy some tropical punch, tropical punch, or
You say you wouldn't mind some tropical punch Kool-Aid?
yeah,
Five?
tropical punch, or some purple sauce Rex, yo. Or purple sauce
For me it was that kiwi strawberry.
Yeah, I didn't really like that because by the time that came out, they actually had like kiwi strawberry, like actual like mystics and motherfucking and Snapples on the market by then. So I was looking for a different type of kiwi strawberry and that dropped.
Yeah, now that kiwi strawberry, when I was growing up, that shit used to smack. I mean, the tropical punch was always a hit. The grape was cool.
Purple
Pink
sauce
lemonade
Rex,
used to smack.
purple sauce Rex ain't nothing but the grape and lemonade mix. So if you get grape Kool-Aid and drop some lemons in that shit actually smack. And that's the
You
only.
know,
And it's crazy, like how grape lemonade not a thing, Like it seemed like grape lemonade to be a thing because that shit smack, but it just ain't,
yeah. I'm about to say, then we got fancy and we started mixing the pack. So we would always mix like almost everything with lemonade or pink lemonade. So
Yeah.
it'll be the tropical punch with the lemonade. It'll be the motherfucking kiwi strawberry and lemonade. Like,
Well,
niggas
that's
got
how
fancy on it.
that's how it cut. Actually, it helped Kool-Aid out, yo. It make it taste a little more like it's some real shit at that point when you put that sour cut on that on the sweet Kool-Aid. You know what I mean? So that lemonade kind of blend with kind of pretty much all of the product.
Yeah, I'm about to say I definitely kept that shit in there. Like straight rotation. Like if they had a regular lemonade, you'll go with the pink lemonade for real. But yeah, no, niggas started cutting them bitches together.
How Maesters killed Lucerys Valerian.
The Maesters killed him.
It's one of them damn theories and shit. You know what I mean? Probably Maesters like doing sneaky shit. You know what I mean? Doing sneaky shit.
Only way I could see the Maesters having a hand in it is if they gave the triarchy the means to be able to build
No, that's Jace.
their lord. Their
Jace. I
lord.
ain't talking about Jace. I'm talking about Luke. When that's the one that got killed by
Vega.
Yeah, I think they
Well,
trying to
then
say.
no, I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing that plays into that.
I think they trying to say that the Maesters was in Main Man ear. The dude that told Luke that he gotta marry one of his sisters, and Luke was like, I'm betrothed to somebody and shit.
Luke, the dumbass, just like motherfucking who was the young wolf? Rob Stark.
No, that's different because he would have been breaking his oath by breaking his oath to who he was betrothed to.
Was Rob.
Luke didn't break an oath. Rob already broke an oath because he was already promised to one of the daughters already.
Right.
And
Okay.
then he went and married somebody on his own from his heart and shit. You know what I mean? So no, that's a different. Now, if you want to say he was dumb for not going ahead and saying yeah, so he can get what he wanted, I can see you saying that, but he wasn't. He ain't do the oath breaking shit. You know what I mean?
I mean, essentially, it's the same thing to me because if Rob would have just said yeah and Luke would have just said yeah, they'd have been good.
Well, the problem is Rob did say yeah in the fucking beginning and then went back on his yeah. That was,
Yeah, Rob bitch ass should have just not married the bitch or married the bitch in secret and not told nobody.
And then double married. He still They was still got at him, yeah.
Nah, it'd have took a little longer. They wouldn't have had the red wedding.
Yeah, that shit might have happened in a worse way, like on the battlefield or something. Your whole motherfucking army turn on you. You know what I mean? He was just
I
wrong.
can't see his whole army turning on him.
Not his whole army.
But
I'm talking about the other army. But I'm just saying that he was just wrong in the first place for doing what the fuck he did, yo. You know what I mean? He went against Mr. Rhythm's rule of don't let your dick run your life, yo. Pause. You know what I mean? That's Mr.
yeah, nigga was supposed to, you know,
Rhythm's
baby,
rule,
you
yo.
could be my you could be my girl. You know, that's technically my wife, but you could be my girl for the time being. Like until we win this war. When we win this war, then you know I make you my wife or whatever the case. He could have made promises to the bitch he loved.
Yeah.
If the bitch, you know, was down for him, she'd have understood. Especially in them times,
The
that
nigga
bitch
should
would have
have.
went for whatever the fuck he said he wanted. He wanted to do.
The nigga shouldn't have married her, yo. That's fucking simple, yo. Like, yo, he had shit to do, yo. Like, yo, he really wanted. He knew he was a troll. He knew that he was going against the motherfucking laws of the land, all that shit. That nigga fucked up, yo. Like, yo, really. I
Gotta
don't know.
love what your motherfucking. Who was the bitch even? Like, was she a noble bitch, or was she just like some random bitch you fell in love with?
I want to say that she had some type of nobility wherever she was from. I don't know why she was there doing nurse work or whatever she was doing. But I think she was actually somebody from where she was from, but that shit was like on some Eastern type shit, yo. You know what I mean? Hold on for a second, yo. One minute. Feeling like Lil Crab in here, yo. Yo, what happened to this nigga, man? Told you hold on for a second. Nigga bounce out. See what we got going on. What shit looking like? Well, wait a minute. Let's see. That's fine. Check the little shit out later. Yo, what happened, yo?
My son called me and get my phone.
Alright.
Here come.
Oh. Yeah, we live, yo. I was waiting for Crab to come back, Mark. Yo, Sellers this live. It ain't live, but it's live, yo. It ain't live, but it's live. Having a couple little technical difficulties over here, man. I can't get no sound on the YouTube. A couple little things going on. Let me go out and go back in that bit. Craig back, yo. Need Craig back, yo. Mark here too, yo. Yo. I don't know what's going on. Yo. Microphone array. Microphone array. Yo. This dumbass shit spazzing tonight. Yo. I can see you, but I can't hear you. You know we was on some random shit for real, y'all. I done forgot the last thing we was talking about, y'all. For real. I forgot about the last. Probably we tangent off on some Game of Thrones shit. Like I don't know why everything always end up back on Game of Thrones, but I think that's where we ended up at somehow. But that new Lantern shit, that first episode, that shit was good. I was fucking with that. Yeah, basically. We literally started off on MVP. Next year, Wemby winning the MVP next year, and ended up somehow on Game of Thrones. That's where we've been at so far. Yo. Yeah, definitely. Universe is fire. I don't know what's up with. I'm gonna blame that on Craig's Tech over there. Yo, I'm gonna refresh this joint real quick. I don't know if it's gonna stop the stream or not. If it stopped the stream, I'm gonna start it over again. But I'm gonna refresh this joint. Alright, I don't think it ended the stream. I'm gonna see if that did anything. Nah, she didn't give me no audio back. Yeah, this shit acting dumb. Yo, Julian Newman was on a boxing match last night. Did you see that up? That shit was crazy. Your little bitch ass won though. I can see yo start hanging out. I can see yo starting to hang out with Dane and AB. I can see that happening. Oh shit. Some FIBA games going on. Cat gave it everything in a crazy finish. I ain't no FIBA was going on right now. Yeah, the brand risk promotions. Yeah, yo was in that shit. That shit crazy, yo. Their father, all with all that dumbass shit. Bro. That shit is crazy. Yeah. He was fighting another little light skinned nigga and shit, and he ended up winning. But that shit is wild, wild and shit with his sister, yo. Nigga B Hen went hamburger on them, yo. That shit was funny as shit, yo. UFC and T over early. I'm so disappointed in Julian and the father. I mean, are you disappointed in them, or this just a manifestation of the fact that the father was shitty from the beginning for real? So, are you disappointed? Are you disappointed in them because disappointment say that you saw like some type of potential, or you saw them doing good and then they disappointed you. Like I never seen any good in anything that the father was doing. Wow, sister. Yeah, yo, is nuts, yo. Like ain't no way, yo. Ain't no way that I'm leaning into it, yo. Ain't no way I'm leaning into it. That just make it seem like they leaked that shit on purpose type shit, yo. Something about that sex tape, so Lucy and stuff. Yeah, man, that shit is crazy, yo. All right, for real, I can see if the shorty, if she was out there, kind of leaning into it on her own, yo. You know what I mean? But to have your brother and your father comfortable with the shit, joking about the shit, you know what I mean, pushing the shit, yo. Like, come on now. No, she don't. A lot of that shit be like the comfortable laughter and all that shit. It'd be the comfortable laughter, and it's just crazy, yo. And what I don't know if Julian realized it or not, yo, but yo, he ain't gonna do nothing but feed his sister to them wolves, yo, for real, yo. Yo, taking her around Adam 22, yo. You know what I mean? On some sex tape shit, yo. Come on, yo, Adam 22, yo. Telling yo, Adam gonna put that Jason Love on her, yo, pause, yo. You're gonna sick Jason on her, yo. You don't want that, yo, pause, yo. Yo, that's crazy, yo. That's crazy. And you think about he take his sister around like AB and Dean and them, yo. You know what I mean? AB might not AB ain't gonna get her, but Dean probably get her. You know what I mean? Then she just gonna be in a cipher. Once you get in that little lusty streamer cipher, yo, it's over, yo. That little lusty screamer cipher, yo. They the rappers now for real, yo. That little lusty screamer cipher, yo. They the rappers. They get their money. They get their money every week and every month. You know what I mean? Rappers actually gotta sell records, yo. That's all they gotta do is do what they do every day. Tell you, man, like. Hey, what y'all gonna do when he found out like 3-4 niggas get smashed and shit, you know? He's just gonna keep on wild out every day. Yo, y'all was less than that for my sister, and y'all was sexualizing her, and y'all couldn't wait till she turned 18. They laid $1 million check in her face, and the father gonna act like Waterboy father. Right, yo. Exactly, yo. Exactly. Right, just like Waterboy father. It's like really like by you coming out on a sex tape tip, there's really only one progression, and that's the only fan shit. Or Adam 22 giving you a lump sum check to do some wild shit. You know what I mean? Like it's really only you coming out the gate with that now in 2026. It's only one Kim Kardashian. You know what I mean? It's only one. Like, there's nothing special about a sex tape now. Shit, damn near a prerequisite instead of you know what I mean, anything special. And that kind of leads into something that I've been thinking about for a while anyway. You know what I mean? If you are, I'm trying. Let me put an age on it. Let me see what you say about what's sad. What's sad is because she gone the route she did. She not going to get support from the upstanding woman. Hell no. Dude who supposedly leaked it got off scot free. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Got off scot free, no lawsuit, no nothing. Yeah, all right. What I was getting at is if you I'm gonna put 50 on it. I'm gonna put 50 on it. 50 and under at this point, I'm going to say 90% of the women have been videotaped at this point. Or phone tape, whatever you want to call it, video, has been videoed at this point. 90% of the women are on video doing it, y'all, at this point, y'all. Because I know by now the youngest new adults coming into age of having sex, they coming right out the gate taping themselves. You know what I mean? That's just it's been normalized by now. You know what I mean? It was something special in my generation that became normalized. So I know that all of the ages down under that, all of them ages down under that have been doing it because it's become normalized in my age bracket. And I think I'm the probably one of the older age brackets that do it. So it's normalized in my age bracket. You know what I mean? So it's double normalized in all the age brackets under me. And out of those chicks have been, and I'm not even calling them sluts for doing it. I'm saying like that's normal relationship shit now. You know what I mean? So between the complete smut buckets and the ones that have been doing it in a relationship, I'll say 90% have video fuckingness somewhere. Whether it's in their own phone, whether it's in somebody else's phone, whether it's on a hard drive, whether it's in somebody's Google Drive, what somewhere is a sex tape. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Just know, you know what I mean? Especially if you are of a certain age, that if you meet a woman right now, that she is on somebody's footage. You know what I mean? Hopefully you've been with your chick since footage been footaging. And y'all got the only footage. Hopefully, you know what I mean? But Lord have mercy, yo. Imagine how much footage is floating around out here, yo. That shit is maddening, yo. You know what I mean? See, I've already come to grips. If I meet a chick today or tomorrow, you know what I mean? Or shit, even a chick that I already messed with and there's been gaps in the time that we've been dealing with each other, is footage out there. You know what I mean? Is footage. There's no barrier to entry in the content game, so these kids don't know this kind of widespread. Exactly, yo. So best believe if you and your girl just met within the last few years, she got footage. She got footage. You know you got footage. Ain't somebody else on that footage, ain't it? All right. If she ain't your girl, she's somebody else's girl now, right? Or deal with somebody else and there's some footage. You know what I mean? It's a footage world, yo. True. Niggas mimicking professional porn on your girl on that footage, yo. See, I can't even think of the percentage of chicks I've met in the last 10 years who had a So you saying, hold up, Mark. So what you saying is you've met a bunch of chicks in the last 10 years who've actually had revenge porn incidents. You met a bunch of them, or you saying that you haven't met many that have had revenge porn incidents? Which ones are you saying? Because I know a chick, she didn't have a revenge porn incident of her footage getting leaked, but she damn sure had a revenge rant put on her on Facebook. Like, chick put all that shit out there, or some shit she ain't want. Remember, Facebook has those pages like Baltimore Hoes, and it's just a petty boyfriend who put them on there. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I haven't met a whole bunch, but I can just imagine, yo. I can just imagine, yo. I mean, chicks freaky and they drink. You know what I mean? Like, these chicks be drinking, and when you be drinking, the main symptom of drinking is literally your inhibitions going down. You doing some shit that you might not do, or you might think through it a little better when you sober. Or especially if you think about that shit all the time, and then when you get drunk, it's going to activate. Oh yeah. What's that? Nudes. The nudes. I be turning down footages, yo. Like, not receiving footage. I be turning down making footages and shit, yo. You know what I mean? Right. No, I'm good. We don't need to make no footages. You know what I mean? We don't need to make no footages. Shador. Hold on. Hey Mark, you watched that first episode of Lanterns, y'all? That shit like it's gonna be a good show. Yeah, I feel you on that pause, Mark. I feel you on that. Um I mean, I will say one thing I will say, yo, flicking to your own flick is not a bad flick, yo, if you got a flick. If you get what I'm saying. If you get what I'm saying. Flicking to your own flick, it ain't that bad, yo. It's kind of cool, yo. You know what I mean? So I will say that. I'm not saying that I ain't footage, but you know what I mean? This shit ain't nothing special, you know what I mean? Yeah, that shit gonna be fire, y'all. It's gonna be fire. And way off subject, but back on the subject we was on before about the Game of Thrones. Yo, I don't know if you watched Dune 1 and Dune 2, yo, but that Dune TV series, man, that shit fire, yo. Yo, if they don't renew that shit, yo, I don't know what they're doing, yo, because that has the most Game of Thrones potential. You know, we motherfuckers are always looking for the new show that captivate like Game of Thrones. When we say we want Game of Thrones, we don't want the same exact things, but we want something that pull you into the universe like that. But if you watch the TV series. I don't know if you've seen it, yo, but it get deep into the Bene Gesserit, like the Bene Gesserit shit, yo. So that shit, man, that shit hard, yo. I'm trying to tell you, yo. That shit hard. And I hope they don't do me like they did with Raised by Wolves, and they got my man from Raised by Wolves, who is Ragnar Lothbrok. They got Cho in the Dune TV show. You know what I mean? And yo, like really important in that shit, yo. So that shit, man, trying to tell you, watch that shit. Yeah, the Dune prophecy. Yeah, the prophecy shit, yo. That shit hard as shit, yo. That shit hard. Yo, it's fucked up. I'm gonna be cheering for the Browns to do well this year, yo. That shit don't even make sense, yo. I'm gonna see Shador do his thing. Yo, if I'm Deshaun Watson, yo, I'm just walking off into the sunset with my bread, yo. I'm just walking off into the sunset with my hand. Like fuck it. Take my little lawsuits off, yo, and just walk off into the sunset, yo. Got so much money, yo, it's gonna be hard to get broke. Yeah. I mean, did they predict Paul Atreides, or did they just predict, or did they just predict like a Messiah coming type shit? You know what I mean? But I wonder how since Ragnar Lothbrok dude, since he is turned out to be Hawking and Shorty's child, but he was by a Atreides, right? Didn't she have him by an Atreides? The one that the first like the melding of the Harkonnen in the Atreides and shit, Shorty and shit. Remember she got pregnant at the little camp shit before she assassinated all of them at the camp, and it was Atreides, right? Yeah, so that's basically the dude Messiah and shit. So they predicted Joe coming, but they didn't like exactly predict that it was going to be such and such at such and such time, because even up to the point where Paul Atreides was there, they didn't know that Joe was that and shit for real. I guess they had it. Maybe they had it narrowed down to Paul Atreides and the Harkonnen nigga. Maybe they just had it narrowed down to those two, and they maybe figured it's one of these guys and shit. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what's up with my YouTube value. That shit crazy.
Played the game without the ball, cutting, hitting open shots. That's an easier transition into the NBA. Even though he still was a star in the league. But that just translates better than somebody who need the ball to dominate the ball, because that's probably not going to happen for most people, bro. It's just not realistic.
Just rebuild how growing every time. The dude Larry Wills tore he was in the fight shit last night too, yo tore his bicep hooking a nigga and shit. That shit was nasty. Yeah. That shit was like the first. If it seemed like it was like the first 30 to 40 seconds of the fight, but he definitely was about the. He was paused. He was pounding on yo for real. Like he can't like, yeah. It actually damn near was like the Jake Paul what's the name fight. That shit looked like it probably was going to end the same way if he could have threw some more straights. But them hooks was damaging them, and then your arm just tore off. That shit was crazy. Sure. It's not a fake QB battle. Cam Newton talking about was a fake QB battle between Shador and Deshaun. Nah, they paying Deshaun all that money, and they gotta find out if that nigga able to activate. You know what I mean? They know they got a QB. They got a They know they got a QB in Shador, and they know the longer they keep him from becoming a superstar closer to when it's time for him to get paid, the less he would have showed on the field when it's time for him to get paid, and the better they are on their negotiating end. Shador come in and start lighting it up, and from now on is the more that they're gonna have to pay him. They already paying Deshaun, so they got to see if they can squeeze a little bit of juice out of him. You know what I mean? If game 1 and game 2, if he hasn't done nothing, no activation, he's out of there. You know what I mean? They gonna pull him. If they smart, they gonna pull the plug on him. But they definitely want to see if he's gonna activate. But Deshaun is handling the Bulls wrong, yo. What he should have said is, yeah, the way I was playing, you know what I mean, I would boo me too. That's how you supposed to handle bulls, you know what I mean? Because if you suck and they ain't booing you, yeah, I deserve that. I gotta play better. He talking about they ain't booing me because of how I'm playing. Shit. You think they not? I mean, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's no reason. Well, those have been for injuries, so that means you believe that he won't ever be able to play a significant amount of games, get through a significant amount of games, without injuring himself or getting injured. Oh no, he definitely like he was ready for the moment. That's all it comes down to. He was prepared as much as he could be prepared for what he was getting into. Because I don't care what kind of QB you are. If your line is trash, you know what I mean, it's not much you can do. And he seemed like he started adjusting to the game speed. He said he wasn't even getting reps before he got put in against the Ravens. Right. Yeah, they definitely throw him to the wolves. They definitely throw him to the wolves. Like, y'all want this nigga here? Here you go. Shit. They put him in there like Martin first proposal to Gina and shit. The first time he proposed. Right, you want to get married? Damn, all right, Gina. Oh Lord. Cute. Yo, YouTube ain't shit, yo. Look at all right. I can't play my YouTube right now, but we're gonna go over some of these yeah, yo, I know you remember that shit, the first Martin's first proposal. We're gonna go over some of these clickbait titles, y'all. QCP all right. Look at this shit, y'all. Look at some of these headlines. QCP mom said he tried to sacrifice her. Now look what she's saying. Like, yo, these headlines be wicked on YouTube, y'all. Let me see now. Cleveland got to give them the Brian McKnight treatment. That's fine. Right, exactly. Yo, that shit, yo. Yo, I hate YouTube, yo. I hate and I love it, y'all. Let me see. Sexy Red experiment has officially failed. Indian American exposed Vivek Ramaswamy. A lot of Indians think they white. That ain't no big deal. A lot of Indians and Hispanics. David Jail, VIP, one word post after Celeste murder decay. That little nigga, man. I hope they bury that little nigga under the prison, yo. Yeah, that's a Tasha K ass headline. Are you talking about what's that bitch name, yo? Fucking Jaguar Wright. I can't even say that's a Tasha K headline, yo. That was a wicked one right there. That's definitely a Jaguar Wright headline. Gene Dale, Diddy can fight. Yo, this nigga Tariq Nasheed, yo, in this FBA shit, yo, when them Africans and them Jamaicans be calling in, yo, to talk to him, yo, that nigga dumb as shit, yo. That shit be hilarious, yo. Yo, that's a good video. The one about yeah, Tariq is funny as a motherfucker. That's a good video. The one about NBA and ball handling pause and why it seems like modern ball handlers pause are more advanced, and it has more to do with the rules and how the refs call it than the niggas' actual skills. Yeah, yo, that nigga is hilarious. He said that oxtail juice in your boy. Yeah, but yeah, what they not really understanding about the whole FBA thing is, yo, that is just a designation, and it's just he keep on saying a lineage, and he probably needs to explain lineage to the layman even more. Talking about what lineage means, and break that down even more, and let him because they really think it's saying that Black Americans are saying that they're not from Africa, which some are saying that, you know what I mean. So within the whole FBA situation is the people that saying that niggas is Indians and shit, like niggas ain't never come from Africa type shit, you know what I mean. Which some of us do have in our lineage, some people that didn't come from Africa. He was bullshit artist though. He switches up whenever it's convenient. Yeah, he's definitely a bullshit artist, and he is benefiting financially off of the whole FBA polarization. I will say that, but you say, man, they hate when you call them, tell it. Yeah. But at the same time, what he's saying is not exactly wrong. You know what I mean? What he's saying is not wrong, because once again, 90% of people who designate themselves as FBA recognize that we are descendants of Africa. I'll say 70% of 100% know that all FBA is saying that you are an American Black. You know what I mean? We don't have Jamaican. You know what I mean? Like a Jamaican Black. You know what I mean? Nobody has a problem calling them Jamaican Black. Nobody calls them African Jamaican. You You know what I mean? They just a Jamaican. You know what I mean? So that's the designation that we're trying to clear out. That's all it comes down to. Maybe because Jamaica is considered a black country or a black ran country is the reason why they can't get it. But that's why we designated ourselves as foundational Black Americans as opposed to just Americans when you're designated us racially, you know what I mean, and culturally. You know what I mean? That's all that shit comes down to, man. You know what I mean? FBA is our Jamaican. FBA is our Haitian. And if they don't get that, if they don't get that clarity of the whole FBA thing, they just at that point they just been what do you call it? Willfully ignorant at that point. You know what I mean? If they can't get that, you know what I mean? FBA is our Jamaican, FBA is our Haitian, you know what I mean? Fuck them at that point. And that's the point where a lot of people are like, you know what I mean? If they don't want to understand what you're kicking, fuck them. Hey Mark, you an Indian, yo. You a Native American Indian, yo. Because I ain't telling nobody that they not no more. You know what I mean? Yo, you what you want to be, yo. If you identify as Apache, yo, you a motherfucking Apache, my nigga. Black, yo. I'm saying, yo, the Apaches was black, my nigga. You know, that's what you not getting, yo. Them Indians that we be seeing, yo, the ones they try to show us, yo, they from Siberia, yo. They from Siberia, yo. They annexed your Indian culture, yo. But that shit be pissing me off, yo. Like that shit, yo. Niggas really be like, yo. Niggas really be like, motherfuckers from Siberia came in and stole their Indianness, yo. When them people got that shit done to them, yo, that shit crazy, yo. Like, we of all people, yo, like, come on now, yo. Well, but what I will say, what I do kind of think, though, yo, and this shit is really like some geographical. I don't know what you call the tides and all that shit, but the barren straits and the barren land and that same barren straits was once a land bridge at one point in time. You know what I mean? In Earth's history. You know what I mean? So it would make sense that if people were able to come from the Siberian direction, you know what I mean, on these land bridges, why wouldn't people come from if you got the United States? I don't know how this shit lining up, but if they coming from the northwest direction from a land bridge, why wouldn't they be coming also from the southeast direction of the land bridge? So I believe that it was different types of natives on this land, and some of those only make sense that they were very dark if they were coming from a southeastern region, especially being as though at one point in time there was a barren land bridge that led directly from the Americas to Africa, and then after that is the barren straits currents that if you put a message in a bottle from Africa, that shit will land in America on a current, yo. You know what I mean? So motherfuckers, you can get to America without a sail, really, yo. The Americas without a sail. So it does make sense that at some time throughout Earth's history that it been some black people over here. You know what I mean? So I'm not taking I won't never take the other kind of Indians, you know what I mean, history away from them, but to deny that there were probably some blacker, darker natives here also, that will be that will also be willfully ignorant, or you're not willing to look at geographical common sense. I think the Susquehanna on my maternal side a few generations back. I think a lot of us, especially that that originate like from Virginia on, on around those areas on down, really a lot of us do probably have at some point in time have cross mingled with some natives at some point in time, especially if indeed there were black natives. You know what I mean? I do believe that, but I do not believe or think that there was not Africans brought over here to at the very least breed with the natives. You know what I mean? That's not one. I'm not letting them off for the transcontinental slave trade. I'm not letting them off for that. No, no way. You don't get off for that shit. Yeah, but hey Mark, yo, I'm about to watch this Lanterns real quick, yo, for real, man. I'm gonna try to see if I can get Craig back on at the niggas watch this shit for a review of a real quick review of the episode. But I'm about to check this shit out real quick, man. Plus I gotta run the store and grab something to drink real quick. I don't have nothing here but one bottle of water left. You know what I mean? So yo, thanks for coming out again, Mark, yo. Peace out and shit. Nigga might pop back out before the night over, y'all. Peace out. Top 2. That's what